Who are you guys?
I am Sir Christopher Gransetti, and we own a cotton mill.
And I'm Elizabeth Gransetti.
What were some of the advantages the revolution brought to capitalists?
When the revolution began, us capitalists were rolling in the money as we could hire people, make them work for long hours and little pay, and in very unsafe conditions. It was perfect. It was great for capitalists across the world as we could have huge margins while paying little for workers. There's this young man in the States named Thomas Edison. He's making many new inventions. I heard he has over 500 patents at the moment. One for the bulb that uses electricity to emit light, another for a bunch of pictures that are put together to make a moving picture. He also made a fortune selling his inventions. I aspire to be like him.
What were the disadvantages the revolution brought to capitalists?
1802 was the first time we ran into trouble. The Health and Apprentice Morals Act was passed. We couldn't let the children work at night, and they could only work 12 hours in the day. We had to give them clothes, beds, an education. They were expecting more out of their jobs than the minimum, and they wanted to be respected. We were often challenged to pay the workers more, having us lose money. In 1819, another piece of legislation was passed, the Factory Act of 1819. This act prohibited child labor for kids under the age of 12 years old. Then, guess what? Another act. It was the Act of 1833, which helped protect children under the 18 years of age. And we couldn't make them work at night. And the worst part is they sent safety inspectors to make sure the laws were being enforced. And then, in 1844, another act was passed. Those numbskull government officials had skilled inspectors come to evaluate the workplace, and we had to have surgeons inspect the workers to make sure they were fit for work. The last act to pass was the Factory Act of 1847, which restricted women and children from working in the factories for more than 10 hours. Alongside that, if workers joined together and unionized, they could all quit at the same time and pressure business owners like us and capitalists around the world to give them what they want. Like what's happening right now, the Great Railroad Strike, they call it. I heard that some 100,000 workers are on strike after they cut wages for the third time in the year. But I also heard that the government is sending in troops, the National Guard, and militias. The workers are relentless, burning down buildings and railroad stock. I hope this doesn't happen to our business. But what we look are for scabs. Scabs are people that can't afford to lose their job and need the money. They peel off from the rest of the group. But if enough scabs peel off the wound, we can just get new workers and fire the rest of the unionized workers. Plus, if we caught wind of a union starting up, we would just send people to teach the workers a lesson in hopes of dismantling the unions.
This was awful because the children and a lot of women were small, so they could fit behind the machinery and fix broken threads. Plus, they could be easily replaced if they died or got injured because we can just get another one from the orphanage. The good thing is the capitalists defeated the government multiple times from passing a legislator. Although we had a lot of victories, every act passed was lost money, a lost opportunity, lost business, and it was awful.
We would like to thank you for for interviewing us and giving us the opportunity to share our opinions and views with you. And now we must head back to the cotton mill, discipline our workers, and make fat stacks. Good night.
Who are you guys?
I am Christopher Gransetti, and we own the cotton mill together. We own the cotton mill.
Start it again.
Not I.